part of the hospital project really was, before we even started building it, while we were still fundraising, was raising awareness around the need for a children's hospital. At the very core of the concept of a dedicated children's facility such as the Nelson Mandela Children's Hospital is making sure that it is child-centered. We also speak about holistic care for the child. So yes, the child is here because they are sick and they are ill and they need very, very specialized care. But it's also important to note that you can't just treat the child, give them surgery, give them medicine and think that that's enough. Family must be able to be with the child. So you've got in our wards, next to each child's bed, it's going to be a recliner. So mother, father, grandmother, whoever the caregiver is, can actually be with the child as long as they want to be. There's no visiting hours. They can be there as long as they need to. But also to keep the families who are from outside of Joburg and who are coming from far, the top floor of the hospital has family accommodation, which is provided by Ronald McDonald House Charities. When it comes to the structure of the hospital itself, how you see this child-centered philosophy, my favorite part is when you actually enter reception. Our reception counters are not this high up, 1.5 meter high counters that you usually see at any building that speaks to adults, but really at a child's level, that a child can actually feel like they can walk up to the counter and ask if they have a question or say what they need to say.
I think our biggest challenge in this space was specifically with the actual textures and colors within the environment. I think there's a natural lean towards general design to be more streamlined and straight and clean and white and black. And I think our biggest challenge was here to really make it bright and colorful, but for it to still enhance the actual architectural space, which is very modern. So it was making those two elements come together, so the very colorful, the very modern building, and then to really enhance it with layers of textures throughout the space as well. It's quite a challenging thing. There's nothing to reference it really in this country, so we really had to concentrate on making sure that it's not just made up by adults, that it's actually something that really comes from children. So part of our challenge and part of our basically content development was we host numerous workshops with children, and the idea with that was that we would do content development in those. We kind of knew the direction we wanted to go with some items, but then it was a matter of having these workshops and actually getting children involved so that we could have it straight from the horse's mouth, and any of the kind of pattern making and child's hand was then literally done by children. I think the challenge of being a parent myself and having been in hospital with children, I think it's about when you go home that it doesn't feel like such a traumatic experience that you went home with. So it really is creating a home away from home where the children are aware of everybody around them that cares for them, that it's a softer environment, and when they do go home, they'd rather take it home as an experience instead of a bad experience.
So 3 words that I would use to summarize the family's experience when coming here. It is about care. It is about comfort. It's about hope. Very important. Hope for the family, for the children. And really, we're looking at hope for the entire African continent in creating a better world for our future leaders.